I know Paul and Dee Dee Sorvino from Hollywood Life, and I've known them for many, many years, and they've always been so good about supporting charities like the Thalians, California Science Center. They've sat at my table many years for the PGA Awards, and I also produced a movie, Acts of Desperation, where Paul Sorvino was really the star. He helped sell the movie, and not only was Paul in it, Dee Dee has a great scene. She steals the show.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, and it's great that it's here at the Hollywood Museum that they're honoring Paul.
You know what? He's such a part of Hollywood history. His whole family, him, Mira, and Dee Dee has a great future ahead of her. Even on her own, she's a star in her own right. And I hope he takes the love and support that he gave her, and she can carry that on into her beautiful future.
And what projects are you working on right now?
I'm about to start a movie called Runway Cop. And I just finished, I'm not supposed to talk about it yet, but anyway, there's a project I've just shot in Atlanta, which is coming out, which is going to be a good one, and someday I'll talk about that. And of course, Rumors is going to be streaming later, as well as The Bay is coming to Peacock.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so there's there's always projects that keep coming and going and flowing, and of course, Beckman and Love on the Rock. You guys have done such a great job of covering all the premieres of the movies I do, so thank you for spreading the word.
Well, thank you. And where can we find you on social media?
Everywhere at Kira Reed Lorsch.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a great night.
So we're here with Lainie Kazan. Tell us how you knew Paul Sorvino.
I met Paul when I was 16.
Wow.
We were in love. Because he was Val Sorvino at the time. He fancied himself a great opera singer to become. And he wanted so much to be an opera star. And we met at the tent. We worked at Westbury, Long Island together. And we fell in love. And we had this wonderful romance for the first summer of our equity. We both got our equity cards, and we were in South Pacific. Yeah, and it was a beautiful time. And we stayed friends for all these years and did many films together. And many, we played husband and wife, we played adversaries. We were just, a couple all the time. And we maintained our friendship. It was a beautiful thing. He was a big, bombastic, extraordinary, gargantuan man. He'd say all the time, "Get me a fan for the big man."
I love that story. How beautiful.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
And I know you have to get going, but I know you just did Tango Shalom.
I did Tango Shalom, and I just finished my Big Fat Greek Wedding 3.
Wow, you've been busy.
Yeah, I have, and it was a fantastic experience. I just came back from Greece, where I ate my way across the planet. I swear, it was great, and we finished a wonderful movie. Nia Vardalos directed it, and I think that she did an amazing job. And everybody in the cast is the same, except for Michael Constantine, who passed away. And so they had to be creative with me. And I think they were, and I hope they were. I have a small part in this one, but it's an interesting role.
Well, you're always the best. We love you so much. So many fans all over the world. And thanks for stopping and talking to us.
Oh, my pleasure, my dearest pleasure.
Hi, Jeremy. So we're here to honor Paul Sorvino.
Yes, we are. Just an amazing actor. And from the brief time I met him, just an amazingly warm-hearted man. I only got to meet him one time, but he was just so incredibly kind and sweet to me. And I was rather young at the time, and he just treated me no different than anybody else. And it was a very awesome moment for me to meet somebody who was that just amazing of a performer and who touched so many of us.
Yeah, he was amazing. And I think you know his wife as well.
Yes, we know his wife, Dee Dee, and she's just an incredibly sweet woman. It's one of the reasons we're here as well. It's just to support here and be here for her. So.
Yeah, and I think it's fitting to be here at the Hollywood Museum.
It's incredibly fitting. Paul was a great supporter of the Hollywood Museum, and he's a legend. I mean, he's an absolute legend in this business, and he'll have his own, spot in here, I'm quite sure, for a very long time.
And do you have any projects you're able to talk about right now?
Going into production, fingers crossed, on a new horror movie called Watson at the beginning of September. And it's a long time in coming. It was shut down because of COVID and everything. We've been waiting a little more than 2 years to get this project going, so very excited about that. It's got a great cast, great director, and also the audiobook version of my book is actually coming out on September 14th. It'll be dropping, so excited about that as well.
Well, thank you. And where can we find you on social media?
Okay, these all could be mixed up, but it's the real Jeremy James Miller on Facebook, I believe. Mr. Jeremy James. Again, this could be mixed up. I'm not going to keep going back. Instagram is the real Jeremy James Miller, and I'm not sure what Twitter is.
We can find you just looking up Jeremy Miller, I think.
Absolutely, and almost all of my social media will come up if you just Google me.
It has a check mark, and we're good. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So you're here today to honor Paul Sorvino.
That is true. Absolutely. The man, the myth, the legend. I think Paul has affected all of us in the entertainment industry in different ways, and his work as a performer and an actor. For so many years, has such an unbelievable body of work, and I'm honored to be here today.
That's wonderful. And what projects are you working on right now?
We are. I just got the script for God's Not Dead. God's Not Dead. Our next. I'm so sorry. No. We're on our fifth installment.
I should know. I should know that.
And so, no, that's okay. And I'm very excited. We're moving into production in a couple months on that, and so we just wrapped something in Kentucky, and so it's PureFlix continues to make a lot of hopefully quality, inspirational movies, and so we're busy, yeah.
And where can people find you on social media?
Just at David A.R. White. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, my pleasure.
Thank
you, guys. Thank you.
So, Tony, we're here to honor Paul Sorvino today.
I know. When I was back at Access Hollywood, we did a lot of stuff with Paul, and then I got to really know him outside of the business, so to speak, and just such a generous man and a great talent. Interestingly, over the last, since he passed away, last couple of weeks, everyone I talked to, one of the first things they say about him, oh, great actor. Oh, great actor. And in Hollywood, that doesn't always happen. But he was, sorry to hear of his passing, but here tonight to celebrate him, and you can see the turnout is incredible, and that's a tribute to who he was and and his legacy that lives on.
Absolutely. And did you ever get to hear him sing?
Oh yeah. If you're around him long enough, he will just burst out. I remember we were in Marina Del Rey at a hotel outside, and there's the water, and all of a sudden he did burst out into song. We all looked, and then we started joining in. But yeah, so song and his energy and his love for the craft, just an all-around amazing talent, amazing guy.
And what projects are you working on? Anything you can talk about right now?
Yeah, I have a couple of big projects with a production company that I have launched called Organized Chaos with a K. And so what we do is we look at new ways to build content and distribute it over airports and in the back of Ubers and all that way. And then also we're still developing shows. So we have 13 shows that we are taking out in Europe. So yeah, so it's all organized chaos. But yeah, and then on occasion I'll still go in front of the camera and do some stuff as well.
Yeah, we missed you. You were great.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I do some stuff for CNN and HLN, and we'll see. I mean, I do kind of miss it, actually. It's kind of, I went to Europe and I built some companies and I'm an executive, but I'm kind of like, I still like being talent. I went to the dark side and was executive, but I do kind of miss it. So, I may have a few years left on the face, so I might be able to get in front of the camera.
We would be so happy if you came back in front of the camera.
Kind, thank you for that.
And where can we find you on social media?
Let's see, Tony Potts 1 on Twitter, official Tony Potts on Instagram, and then obviously LinkedIn and TikTok. You'll have to search for me.
You'll have to search for me too. Maybe we'll be there together someday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not that good of a dancer, so my coordination lacks the TikTok skills. So.
Okay. Well, thank you, and thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Jessica Roszko. Nice to meet you.
And you produced a film with Paul Sorvino?
I did. I produced his last feature film called The Ride. We're going to be airing it here. Well, premiering it here in October, and we're doing a screening at our festival in Jacksonville in September.
How was Paul to work with?
He was like the best person on set and the oldest, but it was amazing. Like, he just was able to be so energetic and happy and improv and spread all this love to everyone when, you know, he was going through what he was going through, and we're just honored to have him and sad that he's gone.
What, did he do any singing in the film?
He didn't sing, but he did sing for us a little bit at his birthday party later, so that was nice. He is a Renaissance man for sure. He always says, like, I'm a painter first, you know, and a singer and all that, so we know that, but he's also a very talented actor, and we were very blessed to have him. Yeah.
And where could we find you on social media?
Well, if you Google my name, there's nobody with a Z in Roszko, so if you take out the C and put a Z there, you'll probably find me. But I am on IMDb. We have 2 Tree Films is our film production company, the number 2 Tree Films. We have a page there, and we have a YouTube video. We also have the IMDb page. That's how it's pronounced, right? IMDb. It's been a long day, but that's for The Ride, and I'm on there as well, and you can find my contact information.
So you're here tonight to honor Paul Sorvino.
Absolutely, and it is an honor. We're celebrating his life. He was an amazing man. I mean, his talent was only matched by how much he cared and gave back. And I, fortunately, was able to be at, you know, several events with him. I didn't get to work with him, but he's a great man.
Do you have any stories you can share with us about Paul?
The one thing always about him, which I found really great, was that he was always very calm. No matter what was going on around him, he just sort of sit back and watch and smile. And I thought, well, if Paul's like that, it must be okay. So he just had a calming influence on me, for sure.
Did you ever get to hear him sing? I know.
Yeah, he would sing. Yeah, he's great, you know. Yeah, definitely.
And what projects are you working on right now?
Well, Young and The Restless. I mean, coming up, it's going to be our 50th next year. The show, I just had my 40th, and stuff's coming up on the show for my character, so I'm really excited about that. So people have to watch. We keep watching, you know.
And where can we find you on social media?
If you go to my website, like www.katelinder.com, it's all right there. You just have to click on it. That's the easiest. So you can click on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm delving into TikTok too. I'm not sure I know what I'm doing, but I'm on it. You can find me at Kate Linder YR on TikTok.
Oh, I love that.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying, but I'm on there.
I'm sure you're good. I love that about you, Kate, because I'm even scared to venture into TikTok, so that's
what I'm doing half the time, but, you know. And every Sunday I do these Sunday messages that are on Instagram. And actually, last Sunday, I started it when the pandemic started. That's how long I know we've been in this, and I did number 125. So 125 weeks last Sunday. So.
And that's so nice for all your fans and just to help people all over.
No, it's really good. It helps me too, because it's just, you know, to remain positive and up and not give up. Yeah.
So Dee Dee, it's a little bit of a big, difficult day for you. How are you feeling today?
You know, I promised Paul, the spirit of Paul, that I would not break down today like I have every other day. This is the day that I'm going to be strong for Paul, the memory of Paul, because he was such a wonderful man and he wanted to celebrate. He didn't want everybody sad and crying. He wanted them to think about the movies he did, the music he did, the relationships he had, and the lovely life that he was able to live and to share with so many friends and family and fans.
He was an amazing man. It would be great when he would just break out in song, as he did so often.
All the time. so many restaurants around here. He would be there, and people go, "Oh, that's Paul Sorvino," and he goes, "Oh," and he would just break in the song, and everybody would turn around and go, "Oh my gosh!" And then they'd go crazy, and everybody would go, "Yeah," you know, it'd be like you're at a rock concert or something. So that was always fun. He did that often.
And you guys collaborated one of your last projects together the past year, right?
If you're talking about his last movie, it was called The Ride. And the producer's here today. I don't know if you were able to interview her, but it's a really great movie. It wasn't a big part, but a good part. You know, at the end of Paul's life, he liked those really great parts, and maybe if they weren't that big, it wasn't terrible. So yeah, it was called The Ride. Paul was in it, I was in it, so it's special. Anytime we're able to do movies together or projects together, including our cookbook, you know, it's wonderful now because that's what I have for him. That's what I have left of my Paul.
Well, and I love that you guys did your cooking together.
Oh yes, Paul was the cook. I was the bartender. I mixed the drinks, but Paul, an amazing cook, and he loved to cook. He loved pasta fazool the best, but he made amazing meatballs, lasagna. He's a wonderful cook, and we do our cookbook still out there. And if you want to know what a good cook Paul Sorvino was, grab the book. It's worth it.
And is there any, there's so many memories, I'm sure, any particular special memory you'd like to share?
Well, you know, I always think about when we met because Paul knew I was going to be his wife. He knew right away, and he was not letting go, so he stalked me. And it worked. And I just thought, what a man. What a real man to go after what he wanted and do it as a gentleman, but to be bold about it. And it worked because for me, I'm like, I'm not coming to Hollywood. I'm staying in New York. I'm having a ball. But then I came with Paul and I married him. And we were happy every day. Maybe not every minute of every day. Always happy together because, you know, things happen in life. But every day we were happy. That's rare.
Well, and you were so good for him. And I had the privilege of seeing you guys out and about once in a while, and he was so happy with you, and it's just
we're very, very happy. And people would say, "What's your secret?" And he would say, "Well, she puts me first, and I put her first," and that's what we did. I never thought of myself first. How could I with Paul Sorvino? He was everything to me, and I was everything to him. So that's why we're happy. That's the secret, folks. If you want to be happy in life, you really, really put each other first.
I love that. What a beautiful story. So thank you so much. And are you on social media as well, where people can find you?
Dee Sorvino, DDGOP, but it's usually Dee Sorvino. But I like to do social media. Lately, I've just had posts about Paul. But it's the only thing on my mind right now.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Remember Paul Sorvino, best man in the world. I still love him. Always. I'm going to keep it together, though. Thank you.
So, Joe, we're here honoring Paul Sorvino. How did you know Paul?
Well, you know, I think a lot of us Italian-American actors, it's almost like de rigueur. We find each other, you know. And so I've known him for actually many years. I mean, we've crossed paths many times. And he was a paisan, you know, and among our acting community, you know, there's it's like the group within the group.
And just what's your favorite memory of him?
I really think my favorite memory of him is watching him cry when his daughter won the Academy Award. Because, I mean, that was, being a father of two daughters myself, I can relate to the joy that one would have, thinking, whatever happens to me in my life, how much greater is this, to be able to appreciate this great moment for my daughter. So to me, that was a very special thing to watch.
And you have your movie coming out.
Not movie, but Criminal Minds, the new series. That's not new series. We've been 15 years worth, and now we're starting season 16. We just started filming last week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
He was just one of those people who was around my whole life. So I've known him for years. I would go to his art exhibits and his book release party. I enjoyed him on screen. Just an all-around good guy.
And so, is there anything you'd like to talk about today that you have going on in terms of projects?
Wait, say it again? No, I'm doing a lot of voiceover work, and I'm traveling a lot this year. So I've got a big trip to Italy coming up. So I'm most excited about that.
Oh, how appropriate.
Yeah, right?
You're going to have to talk to Dee about the food.
I'm doing cooking classes there, so I'm learning how to cook Italian food in Italy. So that's what I'm excited about.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, great to see you.
Thank you. Nice.